Good afternoon, everyone. We are here to talk about same-sex marriage. The first speaker will be the affirmative and followed by the opposition. Let's hear the idea and opinion of both sides. Please welcome the first affirmative speaker, Mr. Baybayan.
Good afternoon to everyone, especially to our judges and fellow debaters. Same-sex marriage is a fundamental human right. Denying same-sex couples the right to marry is discrimination, pure and simple. Marriage is a basic human right that should be available to all people, regardless of their sexual orientation. The legalization of same-sex marriage will bring countless benefits to society. It will provide legal protection for same-sex couples, including the right of make medical decisions for their partner, the right to inheritance, and the right to visit their partner in the hospital. It will also provide emotional benefits, as same-sex couples will be able to publicly express their commitment to one another and receive the same social recognition as heterosexual couples. Thank you.
And now, let's hear the side of the opposition. Please welcome Mr. Fajardo.
Ladies and gentlemen, marriage is a sacred institution that has been defined as the union between a man and a woman for thousands of years. It is not discriminatory to limit marriage to heterosexual couples, as the definition of marriage has always been based on the biological reality of male and female complementarity. The legalization of same-sex marriage would undermine the traditional family structure and weaken society as a whole. Children need both a mother and a father, and same-sex marriage denies children that essential foundation. It also threatens religious liberty, as religious institutions may be forced to perform same-sex marriage wedding against their belief.
And now, let's pass the mic to second affirmative speaker, Ms. Gallagher. Thank you.
The opposition's arguments are based on outdated and discriminatory beliefs. Marriage has always evolved over time, from arranged marriages to marriages based on love. Same-sex couples deserve the same legal protections and social recognitions as heterosexual couples. Furthermore, the argument that same-sex marriage would harm children is unfounded. Studies have shown that children raised by same-sex parents are just as well adjusted as those raised by heterosexual parents. And as for religious liberty, religious institutions would not be forced to perform same-sex weddings, just as they are not forced to perform marriages for heterosexual couples that don't meet the religious requirements.
And now, let's hear the idea of the second opposition speaker, Mr. Wong.
The affirmative's arguments ignore the biological reality of male and female complementarity. Same-sex couples cannot reproduce naturally and therefore cannot provide the same benefits to society as heterosexual couples. The argument that marriage is a fundamental human right is misguided, as there is no universal right to marry whomever one chooses. Furthermore, the legalization of same-sex marriage would lead to a slippery slope of legalizing other non-traditional forms of marriage, such as polygamy or incestuous marriage, which would also infringe on the rights of religious institutions that recognize same-sex marriage as valid.
The legalization of same-sex marriage is a matter of basic human rights and social justice. It will bring legal protections and emotional benefits to same-sex couples, and it will not harm society or traditional marriage in any way.
Marriage has always been a social institution that serves a specific purpose to provide a stable environment for raising children. Same-sex couples cannot naturally conceive children and therefore do not fulfill this purpose. The legalization of same-sex marriage would have negative consequences for religious institutions that do not recognize same-sex marriage as valid. These institutions could be forced to compromise their beliefs and values in order to comply with the law. Religious liberty, we must uphold the traditional definition of marriage and protect the foundation of our society. Same-sex marriage is a radical departure from the traditional definition of marriage, and it would have far-reaching consequences for society. It could lead to the erosion of gender roles, the degradation of fatherhood and motherhood, and the breakdown of family. Legalizing same-sex marriage is not a matter of quality, as same-sex couples already have the same legal rights and protection as heterosexual couples through civil union and domestic partnership.
Same-sex couples are just as capable of love and commitment as heterosexual couples. Denying them the right to marry is a form of discrimination based on their sexual orientation. Legalizing same-sex marriage will not only benefit same-sex couples, but also society as a whole. It would promote equality and reduce discrimination, which in turn would contribute to a more just and cohesive society. Opponents of same-sex marriage often argue that it would harm traditional marriage. However, there is no evidence to support this claim. In fact, countries that have legalized same-sex marriage have not seen any negative effects on heterosexual marriages or families. Denying same-sex couples the right to marry can have real and tangible consequences, such as being denied access to health care, retirement benefits, or family-related legal matters. Legalizing same-sex marriage would give these couples the same rights and protection as heterosexual couples.
Marriage has always been defined as the union between a man and a woman. Changing this definition would undermine the institution of marriage and lead to societal instability. Children have a right to be raised by a mother and a father. Same-sex marriage denies children this fundamental right and could lead to negative outcomes for children raised in such households. Legalizing same-sex marriage would open the door to other non-traditional forms of marriage, such as polygamy or incestuous marriage. This would have negative consequences for society and the institution of marriage. Religious institutions should not be forced to perform same-sex marriage. If it is goes against their beliefs, legalizing same-sex marriage could infringe on the religious freedom of these institutions.
Legalizing same-sex marriage is not only a matter of justice and equality, but also of public health. Same-sex couples who are not allowed to marry may avoid seeking healthcare out of fear of discrimination or lack of legal protections. This can have negative consequences for their health and well-being. Same-sex marriage is not a new concept. Same-sex unions have been recognized in various cultures and societies throughout history, including the ancient Greece and Rome, pre-colonial Africa, and indigenous community in the Americas. The opposition often argues that same-sex marriage would harm traditional marriage. However, there is no evidence to support this claim. In fact, same-sex marriage could strengthen traditional marriage by promoting the values of love, commitment, and family. Legalizing same-sex marriage would send a powerful message of acceptance and inclusion to the LGBTQ plus community, especially to young people who may feel isolated and marginalized.
The legalization of same-sex marriage could lead to decline in the birth rate, as marriage and childbearing would become disconnected. This could have negative consequences for the future of society and the economy. Marriage is a social institution that has been defined as the union between a man and a woman for thousands of years. Changing this definition would undermine the institution of marriage and the values that it represents. Same-sex marriage would lead to a normalization of homosexuality and could have negative effects on children and young people, who may be confused about their own sexual orientation or influenced to adopt a homosexual lifestyle. The legalization of same-sex marriage could lead to an erosion of parental rights, as same-sex couples would have the legal right to adopt and raise children, potentially depriving children of the right to be raised a mother and a father.
Legalizing same-sex marriage would have economic benefits, as it would provide same-sex couples with the same financial benefits and tax advantages as heterosexual couples. This would boost the economy and create jobs. Same-sex marriage is a civil right, just like the right to vote or the right to free speech. Denying same-sex couples the right to marry is a violation of their human rights. The opposition often argues that same-sex marriages or marriage would undermine the institution of marriage. However, studies have shown that the legalization of same-sex marriage has had no negative impact on the divorce rate or the stability of heterosexual marriages. Same-sex couples who are not allowed to marry may face discrimination and harassment in their daily lives. Legalizing same-sex marriage would provide them with legal protection and help reduce stigma and prejudice against LGBTQ+ community.
Constitution or other foundational legal documents. The right to marry is limited to opposite-sex couples. Legalizing same-sex marriage would have negative consequences for children, who have a natural right to be raised by a mother and a father. Same-sex marriage would redefine the family structure and create confusion about gender roles and parental responsibilities. The legalization of same-sex marriage would leave us leaders of legalizing other non-traditional forms of marriage, such as polygamy or group marriage. This would have negative consequences for society and the institution of marriage. Legalizing same-sex marriage could lead to a violation of religious liberty, as religious institutions that do not recognize same-sex marriage as valid could be forced to perform such marriages or face legal penalties.
Legalizing same-sex marriage will strengthen the institution of marriage by promoting the values of love, commitment, and family. Same-sex couples have the same desire to love and build a life together as heterosexual couples, and should be able to do through the institution of marriage. The opposition often argues that same-sex marriage goes against religious teaching. However, civil marriage is a legal institution separate from religious marriage and should be accessible to all couples regardless of their religious beliefs. Legalizing same-sex marriage is a matter of social justice and fairness. Same-sex couples should have the same legal rights and protection as heterosexual couples, and denying them this right is a form of discrimination based on their sexual orientation. Same-sex couples who are not allowed to marry may face legal and financial difficulties, such as difficulty accessing healthcare, inheritance, or spousal benefits. Legalizing same-sex marriage would help alleviate these difficulties and provide same-sex couples with the same legal protections and benefits as heterosexual couples.
And now, we are done hearing the ideas of both sides. Thank you, debaters. Thank you, listeners. And especially to our judges. Have a great day, everyone.